Hello, welcome everyone. In this video I want to show you the envelope follower modulator in my plugin NEL. In order to use that, you just have to select the envelope follower in the modulator menu and get started. At the moment, the envelope follower barely does anything. The reason for that is that you have to give it some input gain, and then you will see the effect in the visualizer and hopefully also hear it. As you can hear, it always vibrates the most when there is a lot of dynamic content. For example, here it should be the strongest effect. Now you could go even more crazy than that by turning up the buffer size of the plugin, which has currently a very conservative 7 milliseconds. And now we go really crazy with some 200 milliseconds, which probably does not make a lot of sense anymore, but I'm just going for it anyway. As you've heard, in this range, let's call it some sort of range, the envelope follower is heavily distorting the signal. So it would be maybe an interesting effect in a less normal context. I mean normal in the sense of, you know, this was rock music, but maybe it would make sense in some neuro bass or so. Let's go back to something really small, as that is usually quite interesting in most cases. Now, one thing that I did not tell you about the envelope follower yet, which you probably have already wondered about, is the last parameter, the width. And this is a stereo width. By default, this plugin has a stereo configuration set to mid side. So if you turn it up, then the mid channel and the side channel will have their individual envelope followers. which is very interesting in this particular example. And that's something that I also just noticed this moment. I did not prepare that, but one of the background guitars that is a little bit brighter actually becomes more noticeable when I'm turning up the width of this modulator compared to not doing that. Listen to that sound. You know which guitar I mean? I mean this. Listen. And next up, we try the left-right mode. That's quite funny because for the most of the modulators in this plugin, the left-right mode has actually the more noticeable difference in the stereo spectrum. But for the envelope follower, it's the other way around. Because you see, the width parameter just dials in how much each channel should have its own envelope follower. And if you know, if the left and the right channel is almost the same as it is in most music, then even though you turn up the width completely, it will still create a sound that is more or less the same as before. While if you have it on mid-side, then of course the side channel of a track is usually much quieter in volume. So the envelope follower resulting from that is also, let's say, much quieter in volume. And therefore it creates a bigger difference. Let's compare that with the LFO, in which it is the other way around. Just having fun. Yeah, that was the envelope follower. Of course, you can also mix multiple envelope followers if you think that it would make a cool effect to have, like, you know, the possibility to switch between them in some way. Maybe like this. Or I just had an idea, because the second part has a whole different dynamics than the first one. So let's just make an envelope follower only for the second part. And now you could just put a macro on the mods mix and also some other parameters if you want to, like, let's see. Maybe in this case I would just keep it to the mods mix, but I would still put it on a macro for automation purposes, just in case that I want to add some other parameters later. And now I could use an automation to automate it over to the other side. I don't know if it should more like a gradual thing or more of a direct thing, but let's just see. More of a direct thing there, definitely. Actually, maybe still like this. But then I also put something on the gain. Too much. Now let's talk about one other thing that comes to my mind. Right clicking on the modulation to undo it again. Now instead of using 2 envelope followers and this automation now, no automation anymore, I will use the macro modulator on the top thing and just pretend like this is not important here, because I just thought of another use case for the envelope follower. Let's say you have a track and it has a cool envelope follower setting. And now you want to use this plugin as a chorus modulation plugin by turning down the mix knob. Now, of course, the envelope follower, it drives away from the middle point of the delay, which means that it does not align with the dry signal. And you can combat that by just turning the macro down a little bit. Oh, actually I would rather turn it down completely and then dial in the mods mix. Or I don't know. Maybe I would try to find a middle point so that the mods mix knob can finally adjust this position. Yeah, a lot of different chorus textures possible with this combination of modulators. I think that's enough for this video. I hope you're having fun with my plugin. If you find anything that you really like about it, or that something that sucks, I don't know, anything that that comes to your mind, then just tell me about it.